Nidhogg, he is the source of our suffering. If we do not fell the realm, these endless clashes count for naught. Yeah, we had more than our fill of this Azure Dragoon back in year 1. But it looks like we finally got him back on our side, and maybe not a moment too soon. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here at Overall Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. It is year 2, day 77 for EDSS in the Realm Reborn, and last time we started on the second half of the main story of patch 2.5, where we've been asked to come to Kerthus because the Dravanians are invading the capital of Ishgard here in Kerthus, and joining them is the returning Azure Dragoon, Estenien, who we had to try and break from the control of Nidhogg last year in order to complete my final Dragoon challenge to become a full-fledged Azure Dragoon in my own right. But we still have concerns to deal with. Sir Amarek has asked for our assistance in stopping the Dravanian horde from their continued assault on Ishgard, and so we need to speak with Alphanode to see if we can convince the leaders of Eorzea to join us in that matter. So, let's speak with Alphanode to take on the next challenge entitled Committed to the Cause. Alphanode is ready to begin making preparations for war. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedents. That's a good idea. So, back to Mordona. Yes, we will cross paths with Estenien at least once more before we bring this main story to a close here in Realm Reborn. But yeah, it's good to know that he's back on our side and that he hasn't lost his mind again. It's a good thing he's not out for revenge either, considering that we did best him in that duel to complete my Azure Dragoon training. But of course, when we defeated the Guardian Empire, our Dragoon armor was as black as his was. Nonetheless, now we are in the correct color. It took this long to get the right color of armor to actually look the part of an Azure Dragoon, but we did get it. And it's because of circumstances that I couldn't control that it caused this, but nonetheless, we can really play the role as it was meant to be played. So let's speak with Lady Minfilia. So as she and Edie are having a conversation, Alphanode returns.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Yeah, he's not kidding on that. Even the Crystal Braves are here. Or representatives of them, including Captain Ilberd, Riol, and Yu Hase. Why are we all looking so downtrodden again? We have a job to do.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you
Indeed,
agree
that is true.
we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go.
Seems like the general consensus
The
is
path
there.
we now embark upon is perilous. But I pray you will walk with us to the end.
Of course, Lady Minfilia. There's no question about my
For
loyalty.
those we have lost. For those we can yet save.
So we're ready to go?
Then it is
And get the
settled.
job done?
I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
And so away he goes. He's got a job to do. And so does everyone else, for that matter. So why am I staying behind with Lady Minfilia? Oh. What do you have to say, Captain Olberd? Oh, they're talking amongst themselves. Devising a strategy on how to bring more Crystal Braves into the battle. Because, yeah, we'll certainly need their help. What's on your mind, Riol? Is it maybe you're not all down with this idea? Some of you are having reservations? I can completely understand why. Let's now take the next challenge, entitled Volunteer Dragon Slayers. Minfilia would have you assist with the preparations being made for the defense of Ishgard. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, all comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphanode. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Kethis. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slavporn on the brewing conflict, what a tongue twister, and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for all that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges you may encounter. Alright, I believe we can do that. But how many of the locals will be willing to join in on the fighting? We will soon find out. How many are willing to fight and very likely die for the cause that we're about to engage in? Hey, Tataru. I was asked to speak with you. We are rather close to Kethis, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is aiming for any eventuality. Let's go, Edie. I have 101 things to discuss with Slavborn. Well, it's good to see Tataru is very enthusiastic about what we're going to be doing. We're going to need all the enthusiasm and support we can get. And hopefully it'll all work out. So, it looks like we're going to be going in and out of the Rising Stones a few times. So yeah, let's give Southbourne a big hello. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Kethis, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, then I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Well, let's hope you're right about that, but we need to speak with Tataru first. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse! So yes, we are asked to speak with 4 different people here in Mordona at Revenant's Toll. So let's go to the far out camera and see who all can we rustle up to join us on our crazy adventure. I know of one in an absolutely certain place, but I want to hold off on it for a moment. Because I want to check to make sure I don't leave anyone behind, because there have been instances where people are outside the gates, like this person right here. Let's see what they have to say. So Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of this siege, those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. Ah, but I am pledging myself to guard Revenant's Hall. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do, what to do? Yeah, not an easy choice, is it? Especially under the circumstances. Alright, yeah, another one. I should find somewhere over here. Yes, this person here. There's also someone I need to speak to. No, we're actually going to cutscene on this one. But we're immediately refused. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I am not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Well, looks like she's made her presence known. Oh, hey, Riol. You want to have a word with us? Oh, it's in private. You're not down with the idea of going there either? Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. What's going on? I needed to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Lalamigo by the name of Wilred was there with the fort that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? No, we have not. God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. About the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. Why? So now, of course, half the Braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Uh-oh. Folk like to believe our company's a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all, at that and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me something queer he noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Anyway, we've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. Just thought someone should know I'll be seeing you, Edie. Yeah, and we've walked into a fate that just started. But of course we won't be getting involved with it. We won't be dirtying our hands with it. Alright. So yeah, there's still two more people we gotta find. One of them is actually in a place that I was not expecting. Yeah, someone mentioned that there was a person right around here. Yeah, this guy. Volunteer my services in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. Yeah, it seems like we're getting nothing but resistance no matter where we go or who we speak to. Well, let's go up the stairs because I'm pretty sure that the last adventure we need to speak to is actually up here. Remember where everything goes, where everyone is. Yeah, right here. Yeah, they do a good job of hiding these people. They do a very good job. Sell me blade to the Ishgardians. Well, them dragons all fearsome lots, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them nights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hockey did. Still, I put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. Yeah, so it seems like our request for assistance did not go all that favorably. Ow. Yeah, it fell right through the banner. Anyway, let's get back into town because we need to speak with Tataru. And see if she's had any better luck than I have, because, yeah, I certainly did not have much of it. Hey, Tataru.
There you are, Edie. So did you sway any hearts?
I'm afraid not.
1 or 2, eh? Well, added to mine that makes 3 or 4, not including Slathorn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say 1 referenceful veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least.
That's looking at it optimistically. So, Tataru will allow us to start our next challenge, so let's speak with her on the challenge entitled An Allied Perspective. Tataru has a message for you from Alpha Node.
Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alpha Node. Apparently the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you best make your way to Ul'dah or you'll be late. Alpha Node said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade.
Well, if we're going to be meeting with the heads of state, we know what that means, at least for me. Oh, not all gear was found. Okay, yeah, we need to fix that. Much better. Okay, so I will meet you guys over in Ul'dah in a moment. Okay, we have arrived here in Ul'dah and are staying at the Royal Promenade, where the chambers where the Alliance leaders usually meet. So, let's speak with Alpha Node.
My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations 1 leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience had prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend.
Of course.
The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let's join them, shall we?
I believe we will. So, can we actually convince them to help us out? Why am I standing? Why am I not sitting down with them? I guess it's because I'm not a head of state or anything.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Braves' intervention.
Ul'dah has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but 2 of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard.
I am sitting down.
Not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
Wow. That's quite a passionate thing to say there.
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Oh, I think
Crises
he's
like
pissed.
these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
How's that for a threat? Yeah, it's like, stand down or else.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I guess so. But yeah, that was pretty irrational even for Alphinaud to say that, what he did.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again.
And I believe I can accommodate you, General. I know where to look. I know where to turn to.
If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Ul'dah to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard.
Sultana?
Your Grace?
Sultana, did you fall asleep? Yeah, she's pretty much half asleep right there. Yeah, she
Yes.
needs her assistant
Yes,
to
of
wake her up.
course. Do what you will.
Yeah, the Sultana clearly preoccupied. Meanwhile, as everyone else leaves, General Reborn can clearly see that the Sultana has not been in the best of spirits.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Alright. Well, gotta keep an eye on her, because, yeah, the Sultana wants to abdicate the throne. And obviously, she's having difficulty trying to muster up the words, I guess, to eventually decide if and when she's gonna do that. So let's speak with Alphinaud again.
Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you've been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Haurchefant and Sir Emmerich to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians.
And speaking of which,
Captain Ul'dah, what news? Then the assault has begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights, and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Edie, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defences at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marcelin at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant you victory.
alright, so that means we gotta go back to Kerthus, so join you there in a moment. Okay, we have arrived here at the Gates of Judgment here in Kerthus, once again decked out in Azure Dragoon gear, so let's speak with Mr. Marcelin.
You are the appointed captain of the Cecil contingent. Then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands.
And it looks like I can see a Crystal Brave already standing on lookout.
I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the Steps of Faith and continue our preparations. When the horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain.
And so now we have to go off to Whitebrim, because there's enemies to defeat there, so let's make a beeline right for there. And if Whitebrim's already under attack, then who knows just how much territory that the Dravanians are already launching attacks on. Yes, the stars may be out on a rare occasion here in Kerthus, but you can pretty much be assured that the reception that we'll get from the Dravanian Horde is going to be ice cold. And yes, I had to make that joke. I don't have much time left in this game to complete, so I might as well get it all out while I still can, right? Anyway, taking a shortcut into Whitebrand Front. Excuse me, Temple Knights. Your heroic Azure Dragoon is on the march. Let's make our way now over towards where the Stone Vigil is. It looks like we're about ready to launch ourselves right into battle. I think I see our target right there. Yeah, hovering in that purple circle, and you know what that means. Let's summon my Chocobo, because we're going to need a little help on this one. And we begin. Bring it on, fools! Let's take you all out. Leave my friends alone. Oh, targeted this one. Alright, very well. And we shall defeat you. We shall smite you and all your little friends. I'm gonna take you down so bad and so hard. It looks like you're doing a pretty good job of inflicting damage on me. I'll give you credit for that one. Let's take you out. Alright, you're done. But they're not done. Still 2 more Wyverns to contend with. Ooh, look out for that AoE. Look out for it. Alright, 1 down. Let's get his friend. Take him out as fast as we can in order to ensure the protection of the soldiers that are already here. Alright, they're okay. So now we gotta move up a little bit. Because yeah, it looks like now they've doubled back. Now they're going to be all the way up there. In fact, it'll actually be faster for me to warp back to Camp Dragonhead and go north from there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And it's a lot faster to go this way than it would be to just ride on Chocobo. Like I said before, Kaerthis is a huge place. And this is a demonstration of stats. Alright, heading northbound. Now we gotta meet our enemy on all sides, apparently, if we're gonna stand a chance of vanquishing them all. So off to the north we go, and then to the northwest, because, yeah, that's where Steel Vigil is. So we're going actually towards a particular spot. We actually went to this particular spot back on Day 11 this year, because it was at this particular area that we're going to that we found the mark of the Lover Minfilia, one of the 12 in this game, one of the 12 deities in this game, and it was part of the journey that I had to make with my lovely Sakura in order to create the bond for our wedding rings. So as you can see, we got a triple threat to deal with. Let's give him a hand. Come on over. I dare you to come on over. Alright, you're down. And you're gonna have to do better than this. I was waiting for you two to come together because I wanted to take multiple guys out at once. Be ever mindful of the feral enemies as well. Alright, 2 more of you. Yeah, how dare you meet at the mark of the lover? There is no love to be had here. Take this, you vile fiend. Let's take you down, eliminate you. Under the light of Ishgard's city lights, I will take you down. And now, for the coup de grace of the commander. Whoa, better move. I think I got nailed. Oh yeah, I did. And then I'll have to teach you a lesson. And I'll have to teach it to you very well, whether you like it or not. And into the air, splat. fact, let's even slow you down just to add insult to injury because I am kicking your butt. One more, there it goes. So, victory is ours. So, we gotta go back to Marceline now to let him know that we've completed this part. But yeah, you can see that's what Ishgard looks like at night. Now we're gonna make a run back to where we need to be, which is back at the Gates of Judgment. As the rare sun rises comes up here in Carthus. And the sun doesn't rise often around here. But when it does, it's actually the most beautiful sunrise that you can find in the game, rare as it is. And hey, another brother Dragoon to ride along. Puts a smile on my face. Always puts a smile on my face to run alongside my brother and sister Dragoons. I can't help it, and yet yesterday, as of the day I'm recording this, Mr. Happy 1227 actually put up a video detailing the history of the Dragoon in the Final Fantasy series. So, my utmost respect to Mr. Happy for doing this, considering that I've been playing this game for the large majority of it as a Dragoon. So, I felt honored that he did a video like that. So, let's speak with Marceline to complete this challenge. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? The Valiant Devil's Daughter skilly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, sir. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. And so with that, we complete this challenge and get 2,000 gil out of it. So now let's speak with Marceline again to take on the next challenge, the Steps of Faith. Sir Marceline wishes to prepare you for the Siege of Ishgard. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the Steps of Faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the Sea of Clouds, the bridge serves as the foundation for the arcane walls that form the barrier that we call Danifan's Kolar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's uttermost layer, the thrice-stunned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus the dragons now are able to land unhindered upon the Steps of Faith. Should the Javanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the walls, their winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the walls are sealed. All now rests on us, adventurer. Lead your comrades out onto the Steps of Faith and prepare to meet the horde. May the fury guide your blades. And so with that, we have now accepted this quest, and in so doing, now gain access to the game's last challenge, the Steps of Faith. And when I say that this is a challenge, believe you and me when I say this is a challenge. They left the best for last for a reason. This thing is going to be insanely hard. It could take me very well multiple attempts. Because of the fact that I record days in advance, it could take me days to complete this challenge. I only hope that the people who will stand alongside me in battle on the Steps of Faith will allow me to get the job done so that I can move on to the end of the game and be prepared for the next version of Final Fantasy XIV when it becomes available next month. We can only hope, but from here, I only hope that we can do this as quickly as we can because, as I said before, it could take days to complete this challenge. But I'll meet you when we finally are able to see it through to the end. And so with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, whenever that may be, we will battle on the Steps of Faith and hopefully defeat the Dravanian Horde once and for all. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.